Here it's a uniform-inspired footwear, cheerleaders. This shoes like a mini mosaic of leather. So you see different pieces, a lot of details in the underwear of these. So cheerleaders with all their associations, sports, skirts, underwear out, everything that is associated with this very American image. Socks and stitches, everything is made by hand. The main thing for me is the work, not necessarily a very unique material. You see, the materials are kind of, in a way, plain. One color, maybe different finishes, but I emphasize about the construction and the work, not about the material, which is sometimes the opposite of commercial work. You have a production line, and this is the assembly, and you have to fit to that. So usually, for companies, they order special material, but it's the same shoe, in a way. Better quality, depends on the brand, but it's the same cake, different toppings, as I call it. It's not bad, it's just different. It's a different setting, it's a different production line, and this is how it has to be fitted. But this is all made by hand. All these are cut by hand, and the pompons and everything. I go back to birds and stilettos. Stilettos are thin heels. And the meaning of stiletto is like a mini sword. That's the meaning of the word. So this is my version of a stiletto. These are the flamingos, of course. Very comfortable. And I took this and wanted to make like 3 colorways. And I made flamingos, storks, and ostrich. So this is how I choose my variation. This was another very nice surprise, a phone call from Disney product department in the US. They said they saw the shoes online and they're gonna make a DVD about princesses, Cinderella, the shoes, you know, very obvious. And while we were talking, they also mentioned that at some point they're gonna have like a villains DVD. I was like, okay, that's more interesting than the princess, for me. So, because it's a collaboration and I can use the character design, I could kind of use exactly the features. So this is the way I designed each shoe according to each Disney witch. And from the inside out, the actual facial features of each witch are drawn on the insole. So this is Ursula from the original Little Mermaid film from '89. And this is me teasing people about the next design, but this is also the inspiration and the theme. So I call this the Write shoe, W-R-I-T-E. This is a notebook and pencil stiletto. Again, the making, I always treat this like old-fashioned school punishment that you have to write on the board like a million times something. So this is the stitching version of that, the notebooks, the pencils. You see, it's a very, very tiny difference from normal stiletto. And these are the shoes. For school, of course. And again, people contact me about shoes, and it's very surprising. This is a girl from the Netherlands that saw the shoes on the kids' papers, and she drew her own shoes and asked her parents to send me. She drew everything, the zippers, the toes, hairy legs, perfect. This is a 6-year-old from Poland, so she made every shoe, she wrote the inspiration and had her parents send it to me. This is Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. A friend was touring there and he saw this by accident. It's no chewing gum next to the temple or something. It was all over the city, I had no idea. This is an American lady making marzipan candy. Very flattering and creepy at the same time. This is a game show in, I think it's a Russian channel. They show a picture which is blocked with a little hint, and each time it enlarges until when they guess it, or I guess a friend of mine, she speaks Russian, so he told me about that. This is me kind of making it more subtle, like a little black dress of shoes, so black big-toe stilettos, and I decided to go like the negative shape, the negative space, how you can show architecture and take the shoes out of the space and with the shoe. So this is a set of different designs. It kind of goes the other way around. Again, taking the most kitschy thing ever, red heart shoe. There's nothing more kitsch than this. But so sometimes I joke about it as the heartless shoe. So it's a different kind of Valentine Day thing. Yeah, I call this silhouette of this very ghosty looking shoe. This is another series that I created, I think, again, 2016 and 2017, Antarctica. So a different kind of simplified, very clean-looking footwear. So these are the sketches. I wanted to make it as clean as possible. And this is just me playing around with the pictures. And I took this picture. I'll show you many years after what came out of this. So you have seals, whales, and different variations of that inspiration. This is a one-piece pattern. It's a very different look. This is after I had kids, so you have like your little daughter making so much noise. This little creature has so much noise with this toy, the xylophone, that everybody usually have this rainbow version of it. I created this design for that kind of occasion because it's taking two very classic, iconic types of shoes, both ends of the shoe spectrum, the most elegant high heel, very classic stiletto, and casual vulcanized sneaker. And I called it high-end sneaker, literally. And it was exhibited there. Of course, shoes as art is of course what I always believe in. Like this I tested on my daughter. I made like a very quick mock-up, and when she saw it, I just say something. That, well, it's like a cup that I dropped or something. Okay, it's working. Mm-hmm. Kids have no kind of filter. They say everything, and that's what I want. So I completed these different kind of colors of cans and made a spill units. I shifted from image-focused design to more like an effect focused in my design. So I switched from different images of like iconic images to the shoe being the icon itself. So, and try to mess around and then think about, we see the shoes in screens or in prints before we ever see the real thing. So I tried to make the shoes, so this is how the shoe is actually made. So the mistakes and the glitches and the digital parts kind of affect and disturb the shoe itself. So nothing here is digital. So these are the actual shoes. This is how they're made. It's completely new, it's completely one piece, it's not recycling. I call this breakpoint. The model was very scared. I just told her it's completely normal stiletto, nothing's going to happen. And shoemakers can see how this is made. And this is how it's being made. This one I gave it like a more casual or kind of option that I thought maybe it's going to be easy to produce it. So I sent this picture to a factory, and they send it back and circle it just to make sure that okay, it's working, but it's going to be tough because they have to stitch the pattern the same direction, which is already completely confusing for them. It's so structured. It's such an automatic process. Because even if when you design a mistake, it's still accurate. Mm-hmm. So for an OCD person, it's very difficult. Everything has to be in the right place. And as time goes by, you see this design was not going to work like years before. I love to see people that I send it over the phone to see and look at them wait and wait and wait. It's very nice to see because it's always working. And also people hate the comments on the internet, but sometimes it's really funny. Different people put quotes from friends, my eyes, or like stuff like that. So it's very nice to see how people treat these pixelated heels. And you can imagine making it. It's like literally a mosaic, not just the effect, but one by one by one, like jail work. And this I saw online, somebody tagged me. I hope it's fake, because completely weird. This is, again, taking a shoe and kind of break it, and still I call it unbroken. It's completely the same when you walk. So you see the shoes are, even parts are missing, parts are unfitting, but are planned, of course, this way. Some designs of the sketch take a lot, but it's a very difficult way to treat a shape. It's like a rubber toy. It's a very different process to make these, in a way, news. Again, you see the coffee shoes years before, and then the steel shoes, and then it's getting more kind of, how do you say, accurate or distinct, less, so the shoe itself is melting. And because the shoe itself is the image, you can take different shoes and kind of melt the whole collection. So even this, even for the picture, so these are really made. It's not, I had to make little bubbles. Or this. Things, if you, in a way, put things in a different perspective, although you know it, it looks like a flower anyway. But when you see this, you're annoyed every time you open a page. So this is how it's for the loading parts. Or this, which is here. This was, at first people kind of letting you know, why did you screenshot? Which is nice, because people think about it, take it like, what's going on? Why people like this? And it takes them time to get what they see, which is the whole point. And the reaction was very nice. This is a one piece here. It's a handmade mold from silicone, and then I have to cast this stiletto. It's completely like this, and this is a piece of leather. You can see it later here. Yeah, it was a very nice process to make. But again, you see, these are designs that are working because we're all living in a screen, because we know how a website operates. So it evolves with time. Yeah, you can see here the making. So this image that I showed you for years before, I decided to create this as the design. So I created like a reflection platform. Take the same shoe, again, you deform it, and you create like a shoe on a puddle look, which is also here. Sometimes, I mean, it's in a way cut and change the same design, but the effect is very, very different. Sometimes I myself don't know what's going to happen until I see it on the model. So I make the shoes, I assume what's going to happen, but it's always, if it's a nice experience for me that I know to anticipate what's going on, to see it like this. It really looks like the foot is cut off, but for the model. And I feel that as a designer, the more I know about design, the more it's better. I start from a better kind of point in time. Because sometimes when I teach, I say, students make something, but you know about this, this, and that. 30 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Not because, don't do it because it's been done. Just do it differently from 2026 onwards. Knowledge helps. And of course, use stuff that we know. I said like different toppings, like a cake. This is the worst topping ever. It's so not related to the shoe. It's so annoying to see the picture. You want to take it out. But that's the whole point. So there's no rules. The rules are to know, to understand, to appreciate, to make it your own. Either break it or adore it, but it's a part of my life or everybody else's, because I like it when different people relate to this. Designers, artists, anybody. I think it's fun, and I hope it continues forever. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
You can come see it for real. If it's your size, you can try.